me tell you the story of my life. It's not a very exciting one. It's not a very important one. But it's my life, and I will tell you, and you will listen, and you will pay attention. The one where our story begins. That there is a baby. That baby is me. My dad enjoyed various sports, like golf. He also had low blood sugar, so to keep his sugars up, he used to drink Lucozade, which I imagined was a power drink. We also used to go blackberry picking. One day, while out blackberry picking, my mum came home to find my dad dead. Don't you dare feel sorry for me. I remember one day crawling up the stairs to my house and being scared of my own shit. I started primary school in a Church of England school called St. John's. It wasn't long after my dad had died, so to pass the time, I used to watch the goldfish in the pond. Maddie, your daddy has gone to the angels. I thought, fuck that. We were little pricks, and we got him bored from 4 pubs and 3 booking agents. One day in year 1, Mr. Brooks, our head teacher, came inside, and he saw that one of the girls Victoria Smith her name was could spell Wednesday particularly well. So, hence he got her to stand up in front of the class and spell Wednesday. So he sat there. Wednesday. Wednesday. I once got my willy out in class. The teacher was furious. He said, "Mr. Bretherton, you cannot get your penis out in front of..." My mum's punishment was to give me a sex education book. It was cartoons full of colours and fat cartoon people. Sex is like skipping. You will get tired out. Chapter 3. We're in year 1 here. Thoughts under the desk. We used to bend the curtain over, climb underneath, and have a whale of a time. The next year, though, was a little bit more wrong, because the next teacher used to make us touch her legs. A little bit later on in my school life, we were drawing naked man, naked woman, when posed with the question, "What is a woman's willy called?" I was told it was a flower. So I was led to believe that a flower grew in between a girl's legs. Chapter 4. My mother met with a new man. His name was Tom. He was a banker. My brother never really liked Tom though, possibly because he hung him over the edge of the stairs in just his towel, but then again he could be throwing a castle at us. In year 5, we used to hide in the long grass in the playground, and one time when I was hiding in the long grass, 2 bullies beat up a fat kid tied to a bin. I got the blame. It was around this time also that I got hairs on my balls. I became part of an elite club of pubescent boys. I then started high school. Things had changed. Things were bigger. My God, they were big. But I liked it, you know? I liked it. There was more drama for me out there. It's Paul, my mum's old boyfriend. Bit of a caveman, into scuba diving, wore speedos. No! Thank you! He was also very, very hairy, if I remember. Basically a tit. While Mum was going out with Paulo, we went to Wales. Me and my mum were walking along the bay when she said, "Matty, is that Clifford safe?" And I said, "Sure, Mum, it's fine. You'll make it okay, sure not." Boom! She fell off a cliff. I used to make short films. with my friends. Short animations. I remember getting the box and opening up the box, and inside the box was my first ever video camera. And with this implement of video technology, I was going to take on the world. This is year 7, sat in a pyramid dressed as Elvis. It was also at this time that I picked up a paintbrush, started painting, and started getting good at art. And around that time I also got a drama agent. I really wanted to act now. Lovey-dovey Rollins head. Then my mum met the bestest boyfriend in the world. We'll call him the Amazing Stephen. Me riding around a swimming pool, pissed off my head. That night, I went to sleep, with not a trouble in the world, only to then wake up, and everything had changed. When I woke up, it was not like other days. I'd been having a recurring headache. Something inside of me wanted to get out, but I couldn't quite work out what it was. So, my auntie, the paramedic, took me to casualty, whereupon I took a piss into a cup which was particularly brown. So I knew there must have been something wrong. You see, the thing about leukemia is, you never know what it is. I went to the ward, and they explained a little bit more what leukemia was. Now let me tell you, leukemia is cancer of the blood. Nasty little bastard. And there was 2 types that affected my age group. There was ALL or AML. And Matty, the little fucking genius, managed to get himself APML. Not only was it rare, it's that the treatment wasn't very effective, and little Matty only had 7 days to live. Atra transformed the cancer cells into red blood cells. Magic, really. So here you go. They started administering the chemotherapy, and let me tell you this. You may think cancer is a bad thing, but until you fucking try chemo, don't come at me with that sympathy and pity, because cancer is a fucking walk in the park. Chemo, on the other hand, is a fucking death sentence. Your whole body aches. You start to lose your looks. Your cheeks gain weight because of the steroids. Your body loses fat because of the chemo. Your hair falls out. And to top it off, you also get little infections on the way. Infected mouth, eyesight, constipation. It's until you hear that faint cancer. You'll see the things really start to get working in your mind. No, Mr. Bretherton. Did you not know that leukemia is a form of cancer? Fuck! Cancer? In my 17-year-old little body. I learned all the nurses' names one by one. I did get one nurse's name wrong. Paula her name is, I can tell you that now. But at the time, always tore me up. One of the times, the doctor came up to me and he said, Matty, there is a chance that the chemotherapy can make you infertile. I walked proudly into the infertility ward, and a woman thrust in front of me a plastic cup. She said, now, I want you to go in that room, pick a magazine from one of the drawers if you like, and do your stuff. When I entered the room, my mum whispered into my ear, I'm going for a coffee, I'll be about 20 minutes. don't be too long. Can you imagine having a wank on a timescale set by your own fucking mother? I started to feel a pain, a real itch in the head, you know. And I complained to the doctors. I said, look, doctor, I have pain in my head. Can you get it out? He said, there's no pain because we've done loads and loads of x-rays and there's nothing there. Well, sure enough, in 4 weeks, they found a tumour in my head. One of the medical contraptions, the innovative technology they use, is something quite simply called a central line. In older head, they call it a Wilbur line because Wilbur was an elephant, and apparently this abnormality that clings out of your chest can be simplified and humified as an elephant's trunk. When I finished my treatment, the promise of getting this thing finally out of my chest was too much for me to bear. I waited, and a month later, when the promised day came that they would take this line out of my chest, they said no. Not yet. You might still get infected. But finally the day came when they took the line out. I remember laying in the bath, my first time fully submerging my body into water. That warm, wet substance creeping over my chest, getting slowly and steadily nearer to the open wound. And when that water covered me, I let out an almighty cry. A cry I've never felt before. A cry of relief, of laughter. Because for all the things I've been through, the one thing that sticks out in my mind, the one factor that hurt me the most emotionally, was a little 6-inch length of wire hanging out of my wrist. And now it was out. I then started Southport Art College. I was going to be an artist now. Fuck the acting, I was gonna paint. It was a crisis of identity for me, really. It was times for skinny jeans, pink hair, studded face, tattoos. Oh fuck, I loved it. One thing I didn't like though was life drawing. I liked the drawing of the naked people. My God, I loved to draw people. But one lesson, we were asked to draw buildings. I don't draw buildings. Around this time, my brother, Christopher, became a jockey. He was the successful one now. I was just merely the artist. After college, I started uni in the same place, and I got my first ever automobile. And on my first day out, I crashed the wing mirror. And then 2 months later, I crashed due to drink driving, went to court, and my mum called me a little shit. Not long after working in the pub, it is inevitable that you yourself are going to start drinking and drinking and drinking. And when everyone is smoking, it's inevitable are going to start smoking. Stop, I hear your little head saying. If you've just had cancer, and it was as bad as you say, then surely this little death stick isn't going to do you any good. Fuck off and mind your own fucking business. After that, my mum and Steve then got married. I'm getting married in the morning. Ding dong, the bells are gonna chime. One thing that you might not associate with pubs, as well as the smoking and the drinking, is the drugs. Now, for someone of my mindset, who tries to laugh off their treatment. And then it repercussions and come into their head. And you get loads and loads of psychologists telling you, well, this is good for you. This is really good for you. This one is going to blow your mind. Well, it doesn't, okay? Because the only substance I found of use was cocaine. I took it a fucking lot. So much, in fact, that most of my days were spent in bed until I could wake up at 6 o'clock and then get some more cocaine for the system. Yeah? You feel me? Buzzing all the fucking time. Until your mum notices that you've been on the cocaine. Now she's furious. She's absolutely fucking livid. She says, Matty, pack your bags and get out. But I say, I'll change my ways, Mummy. I promise I'll change my ways. Damn fucking shite. I carried on even more than ever. More than this one, more than that one. But then she found out again. Out on the streets, so I stayed in a hotel. Small place, not full of luxuries, was missing bars. You're getting me out of here. But then luckily, one of the regulars picked me up, said I could stay with her for a little bit. And I got myself off the cocaine. We're at the present day. As you can see from my charming, beautiful, amazing visage, I'm still alive. So there is more to be told, guys. Every stepping stone so far in my life, I will truly cherish. The good, the bad, and the fucking ugly. But it's not over yet. I'm still, well, sort of here. So I'll call this Chapter 1 of an epic autobiography still in the wax. I will leave you with that infamous cliche. To be continued.